Another junkyard find here at the Pick Your Own Parts Yard in Phoenix, Arizona. A 1990 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Fairly complete. It is missing a hood and that front grille is gone as well. But the big 360 is still there and looks pretty intact. And the body looks fairly straight, particularly for a Wagoneer that's here in the yard. It does have some surface rust, fairly typical for Jeeps of all stripes. And the interior is, well, it is a junkyard interior after all. However, it is all there. We've got two buckets, bench seats are in back. Looks to be the combined leather and cloth interior, definitely needing some attention. Most of the gauges and other sort of dash parts are gone, although the cluster is still there. And showing 195,000 miles on the odometer, likely why it ended up here. So that 360 probably needs a little bit of attention. But the core of the vehicle is still here. The rear axle is gone, as is the front axle, but you still have leaf springs intact, and the undercarriage doesn't look too bad. The frame looks fairly rust-free and certainly something that can be cleaned up, but those axles are gone. Not uncommon for a Jeep that ends up in the junkyard. Looks like it might have gotten whacked in the back there. That bumper has a pretty sizable dent in it. But pretty cool to find an old Wagoneer out here in the junkyard, and one that is fairly complete. These were super popular with families back in the day. It's got that chrome luggage rack on top, lots of space in the back. You know, this was sort of, if your family was super cool, they had a Grand Wagoneer rather than a run-of-the-mill 80s station wagon or 70s wagon. You'd have one of these instead and go on camping trips and road trips and things like that in it. So a pretty cool example of a Wagoneer, fairly complete, fairly straight out here in the junkyard. And even though it's a 1990, you know, that didn't make many changes to the Wagoneers over the years. You know, so a lot of the body work and body touches still have that old school 60s, 70s feel to them. So you've got these old style chrome door handles with the push buttons. You know, you've got the side windows. Still has vent windows. You know, these were largely gone by the 80s, and the Wagoneers had them really all the way up until the end. You know, chrome mirrors. So a lot of the old school touches simply because Jeep didn't have the money, Chrysler didn't have the money to change these too much, so they just kept them intact and you know, kept this style with a few changes here or there until the whole line was discontinued. But a pretty cool find, certainly to find in the Pull Your Own Parts Yard. A fairly complete with engine 1990 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button and hit subscribe to see more videos like this.